All right, guys, so episode 4, titled Social Media Growth is Not Passive. Coming up with good music can take a really long time, and especially, if you're trying to make an album. Whenever you have a new release, whether it be a single, an album, or a small EP, a really big common mistake that I see is that people just expect that their music is just going to take off automatically. And, definitely do not expect that, once it's out, you can just sit back and relax. It's actually it takes just as much time as putting a song together. Making the music is only really the first half of the battle. Next, you have to get people to actually listen to it, and that's hard. You want to make sure that you're using the methods that I mentioned in the first 3 videos. Getting people to listen to your music takes a lot of work, a lot more than you'd really expect. You do not expect for a second that once it's out, people are just going to stream in just because it's on Spotify. It's incredibly rare that your music just takes off overnight. When you're first starting out, chances are, it's probably going to take at least a couple months before you start to get your first 100 listeners or first 1,000 listeners. But the more active that you are, the better chances you're going to have at it actually happening. But, it will happen if you're willing to be active and put in the promotion, and, if the music is there, it sits there. Remember, just really don't promote your own content. You want to be promoting yourself instead by establishing connections with others, because the better off that you are in a community, the better off that your music's going to be a lot more likely to take off. I started by reaching out to other lo-fi artists, and it's just how the community began, really. And then when I started there, and I started to hit a brick wall with reaching out to other lo-fi musicians, it kind of just felt like I was seeing the same people on Instagram all the time, and I didn't really know where to go in terms of trying to reach out to new people. So that's when I started reaching out to illustrators and photographers and just people that had relations that I thought would work well with lo-fi. And you can kind of think of your own ideas of people that you think would benefit from your music. So you can reach out to people from other genres of music too, if you want. And, like I said, these things might take a little bit of time. I'd say if you follow in pursuit, in your first 3 to 4 months, you'll get your first 1,000 followers. And hopefully, things kind of just take off on Spotify as a result. And just with playlisters and whatnot too, you just kind of reach out and things just kind of start happening. So, like I said, these things take time, but just it ensures that you're going to actually start getting real engagement. And utilize the server to make it easier on you. Just follow people. There's a lot of people that post their Instagram accounts, and just go follow them, send them a DM saying that you're with Lofinity, and they'll get it, and they'll understand, and they'll follow you back. It really helps when you work with other people. Another strategy that you can use is just to frequently comment on Instagram label pages or playlisters that also have Instagram pages. And this way, these people, they're gonna see you engaging with their content, and they're gonna start to recognize who you are. And if you're lucky, some big artist might start taking notice of you, and who knows, they might even follow you. Getting on smaller playlists is always just a really great way to start, because it just gets your streams up. And you try to get multiple songs on a playlist if you can, and that way it only ensures more streams for you in the end. You can reach out to playlisters the exact same way that you would reach out to other artists. Just make sure that you're doing it while being genuine. And that's something that I really can't stress enough, is just really try to be genuine about it, and don't come at it from a point of self perspective. Just you really want to work with people than work for yourself. If a playlister creates their own content or creates their own art, you want to do things like comment on their posts, letting them know that you really enjoyed the artwork, or just that you really liked a guitar or a piano melody or something like that. And if you keep doing that over time, they're going to take notice, and they'll probably add you to their playlist. I think going back to what we were talking about in the first episode about achieving your first 1,000 followers, I think it's a great goal for all artists, because if you use the methods that I've mentioned thus far, you'll have a lot of people who are commenting on your posts, and the Instagram algorithm will reward you by showcasing your content on people's primary page, their Discover page. And, you know, it's... people will see your page at the top of the Discover page, and they'll be a lot more likely to follow you. One thing that's kind of common that I wouldn't recommend is buying your followers with actual money, and here's the reason why. It's very easy to tell when someone does this if you pay attention closely. So let's say someone has 50,000 followers, but they only have 4 or 5 comments on their page. Chances are they probably bought their followers. So a healthy ratio of likes on your content is about 10% of your total follower count. And this means that if you have, say, 1,000 followers and get 100 likes, that's a pretty natural number, and anything higher, you know, is even better. But if someone with 5,000 followers is only getting like 100 likes, then it just kind of seems a little bit suspicious that, you know, all those followers kind of came out of thin air. You know, it's a lot more common than you would think, and at the end of the day, it actually kind of hurts your ratio, which is bad for the algorithm. So, you know, coming back full circle, social media growth really is not a passive task. You need to be active, and you need to be interacting with people in order to get your music heard. Otherwise, you know, chances are it's probably just not going to happen.